What's up, everybody? Reed Wallach, host of the Early Read and a Rithmm partner, here to walk you through two bets that I made using my Rithmm AI generated model, my pressure run model that we've been sharing all season long. So let's go over to our track page. So we got Boise State laying 3.5 at home against UNLV in the Mountain West Championship game. Boise State on the Smurf turf, a rematch against UNLV from earlier this season that Boise State won in a barn burner. My Rithmm model makes Boise State minus 5.6. So you're getting a key number of 4 in there. Thinks there's a bigger gap between these two teams. And I tend to agree. Remember, Boise State closed a 4.5-point road favorite just 5 weeks ago. Now they're laying less than that at home. There hasn't been that much different between these two teams. I would say actually neither of these teams are playing their best football right now. So let's go over to our Rithmm stats model and we will find some supporting evidence on why to take the Broncos. And really a lot of this starts with their ability to get into the backfield and cause some havoc here. Let's go to tackles for loss. Look at Boise State right there. 4th in the country in terms of tackles for loss per game. Their defensive line is stifling, and that also doesn't even talk about the other side of the ball where Ashton Jeanty, the Heisman Trophy candidate, is going to be able to run wild against this UNLV defense. While UNLV did keep a lid on Jeanty in their first game, it was actually Jeanty's worst performance. He only averaged 3.9 yards per carry, but did have the game-winning touchdown. It was Maddox Madsen, the quarterback, that really made some plays down the stretch there. Some key, timely first down conversions with Madsen moving the ball. And if you go over to UNLV and their defensive line has been able to cause havoc for much of the season. I'm going to filter out Mountain West teams, another just sleek feature using Rithmm's stats page. If I go over, filter it by Mountain West, there you go. You see, go over to hits. These are one of the many things you could do using Rithmm. As you see hits, no team gets the quarterback more than Boise State. And while UNLV checks in second, there's a pretty significant drop-off there with UNLV checking at 3.5. So I do see a gap between these two teams, and I do think ultimately Boise State can get this done and win within the necessary margin to get you to the window there. So Boise State, our first play on championship weekend. We move on now to our second bet, and it's actually a money line play. It's going to be Arizona State minus 129 against Iowa State in the Big 12 title game. My pressure run model makes Arizona State about a similar favorite towards this point spread, about a 2-point favorite, but the money line, a 57% win probability, which outweighs the implied probability from minus 129. This Arizona State team is going to be able to run wild on Iowa State. That's the difference in this game. Arizona State, top 25 in success rate. Iowa State, outside the top 90 in success rate. What that means is Iowa State all about the big play. They're very herky-jerky, very inconsistent moving the ball, but they hit big plays. Arizona State, meanwhile, they could churn, they could move the ball with running back Cam Scatabo. If you look over here by power conferences, first of all, attempts. This Arizona State team loves to run the rock. You see right there, Iowa's rushing attempts. There you go. Go by power conference. Arizona State, 5th team you could count on to run the ball really well. And then just go over to yards real quick. Arizona State, 7th. Let's go over to rushing attempts. You go down here a little bit. Iowa State, about slightly above the Power 4 average. But when it comes to rushing yards, though, Iowa State right closer to the average at per game at 164 yards per game on the ground. Not as consistent. And it just goes to show you that this team is typically up against it, 3rd and longs, whereas Arizona State could get into favorable down and distance early and often. And I think Arizona State, their ability to win in the trenches is going to be the difference in this one. So small favorite there, Arizona State to just win the game and win the Big 12 championship in their first year in the league. Meanwhile, we're going to also lay it with Boise State minus 3.5 to go to the college football playoff around Heisman Trophy contender Ashton Jeanty. There you have it. Enjoy the final games of the regular season before we get ready for the college football playoff and bowl season. Make sure to sign up with Rithmm today to get all your insights this college football postseason. Best of luck this weekend, everybody.